position you with a shiny rock under an open box so the onlookers can understand that we all official. We all just kids looking for the first love we ever rejected. So I'm not even your type. You got my attention to something that I like. Time to go. It's time. Back in the day, I'm not a kid anymore. Okay, so I'm trying to make this video like 3-4 different times, right? Wasn't working out. I was supposed to, Ben had made the video, didn't. I don't really know why. I mean, kind of know why. I'm not gonna get into why. Now I'm making a video, right? And I feel like that's kind of on theme, because I feel like the reason why I didn't, I said I wasn't going to get into why I didn't make the video, but now I'm getting into why I made the video. Okay, so why I didn't make the video, I don't think it was the right time. And that's corny, but you don't know why yet. So time has been on my mind very, 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 very heavy, right? And I'm going to say, like, New Year's is when it really was like, okay, bitch, like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Let's just think about time. Like, okay, I don't know where to start because it's all the same thing. Like, it's a fucking circle. It's all the same thing. It's a fucking circle. So I don't know where to start, but I'm going to try to pick a point in time, I guess. So New Year's came, think about time or whatever, and think about how the mind works and think about time, right? And kind of just decided like, yo, I'm not really feeling like it's New Year's. It don't feel like New Year's for me personally, so I don't really see why I have to like partake in, the celebration. Not the celebrations. I mean, like the traditions and shit. Like, it really wasn't giving New Year's, so I didn't like act like it was New Year's because that wasn't the time that I was on. I wasn't on that type of timing. So didn't clean my room, didn't do none of them rituals, didn't make sure I ate or made red beans or whatever. I was just chilling. It was a good time. Say all this to say, I was like, all right, we all experience time together, but we don't experience the same time. I don't know how else to explain it, because like, actually, there is a TikTok that explains it. Like, there's like 3 different types of time, but they're all the same shit, but it's with different things. Okay, they're like all the same shit, but it's different things. Okay, it's like I'm inserted, right? But maybe now, maybe later. I don't know.
Okay, so time is one of those really fascinating things that I have been so consumed with since I was a little girl. I remember asking my dad, like, when time started, when we started counting it, how we know it's real. I've had so many existential crises about why we even, count time, why days matter, why I have to be concerned with making things happen by a certain day, why does the clock exist? And so I struggled with this for several years until I actually realized what the true nature of reality was, what time really was. So there's actually 3 ways of viewing time. The first way of viewing time, which is actually the true nature of reality, is that there is no time, there is only the present moment. I'm gonna come back to this. The second is clock time. This is what I'm referring to when we have a date, like when I say I'm gonna meet you on Monday at 11 o'clock. We need this kind of clock time for continuity and like society to function. The third is psychological time. This is the kind of time that actually keeps us in the existential crisis. Psychological time is actually a sense of perceived time, the key word being sense. It is actually a false sense of reality that is connected to preoccupations of past and future. So when we are becoming fearful or anxious, notice that we are always saying things like, I don't have enough time, or something is taking too much time. This type of verbiage, which is so popular in our language, actually shows a split in our understanding of the true nature of time. So when we find ourselves projecting that we don't have enough time, what's happened is we've actually left reality and we've entered the mind. Now, the mind is a very convincing place. It has convinced you that time is linear. It says that you were born over here and you will die over here. So we falsely believe that we will someday arrive in the future, but we never arrive in the future. The future arrives to us. We are always in the present moment. We can never escape this particular moment. There is no place or time that we get to where we're not here in the present moment. Most of us think that we are somewhere in the middle of this line and that we cannot be happy until a future condition is met. So we wait for someone to come and save us, for something to happen, to come into our lives, to manifest in order to actually produce those feelings of happiness now. But when we do this, we completely bypass the fact that we only ever have now. This is the only place from which I can make a change, especially when it comes to my point of attraction. If I want to guarantee that I feel better tomorrow, the only way I can do that is by feeling better today, right now. All of this to say that you are probably really unhappy because you are giving way too much energy to either the past or the future, both of which only exist up here. The only thing that is real is here, right now.
Well, just bear with me, because I feel like you ever seen, like in TV shows or like even real life, some nigga on the corner yelling some crazy shit with a cardboard sign like the end is nigh, and you just like, that's a crazy nigga on third. Like we're not even gonna pay him no mind. Like he always there every day, 5 to 8:30. That's his schedule. Like I feel like the crazy nigga on third. Like, and it's like I get it. Like I understand why they was yelling on the street because I understand why they was on the corner yelling. Like, cause I believe this shit. Like with my heart. Like I'm really like, but I really don't know how to articulate. So please, 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 please bear with me. Bear with me. So I'm gonna be on my own time and like, and I was a little bit because like the clock in my room was 15 minutes fast, and that works like so perfect. Like I don't know, like this like it just saves me. Like it works so perfectly. Like, and I always catch angel numbers. I mean, I catch angel numbers everywhere, but I feel like the fact that I catch angel numbers on the clock that's 15 minutes fast as well as even more like confirmation, right? On my own time or whatever, right? That led me to think about manifesting, or I might just fell into like a manifestation like rabbit hole type of shit. In terms of manifesting, right? You manifest through your thoughts. I feel like we all know what a thought is, but we might return and dive deeper. This is about to be a long ass video. Okay, so we all know what a thought is, right? You manifest through your thoughts. So there's one shorty on YouTube, Sammy Ingram. I don't know how that. I mean, I do not. You know what I'm talking about. Shorty said, I don't know if this like she made this. I don't think she made this up. Anyway, what you react to, you are accepting as true, right? I'm not gonna get into what it means to be true, but we gotta use true right now, right? We gotta use the word true, but I'm not gonna get into what's truth and all of that. But whatever you react to, you accept as true. So if you react to it, you accept it into your reality, and you going to experience it. You gonna experience it, right? Now, always heard about triggers and how people and things can trigger you. Always heard, stay positive, be positive, positive thoughts, and it could get into the toxic positivity side. But it's like on the flip side, that's the only way you really gotta be. Like when triggers pop up, and that's exactly what your entire reality is. Your entire reality is a trigger, but a trigger for what? That's where the fuck you gotta decide what you reacting to and how you're reacting, right? So high emotion thing, right? And you turn it into something positive, then you're gonna get a really positive, experience. High emotion thing, and you turn it into something negative, you're gonna get a really negative thing, right? Then I got to thinking, right? So positive, right? So thinking positive, being positive, no matter what is triggering no matter what you are experiencing in your reality, right? That's how you manifest the shit that you want. Got me thinking, especially because Sammy always talks about manifesting a specific person. So got me thinking, the characters, like, what's her name? Miss Parker from the Parkers, Dejanay from the Proud Family, Donkey from Shrek. No, not Donkey. the dragon from Shrek. I feel like there's a couple other ones. Most likely there are other ones, but them type of characters, right? Them niggas, the niggas that they wanted, used to be dubbing them, like used to be dubbing them crazy, crazy. But didn't they get them and like dubbing them crazy, and they're just like, he loved me, ma'am. He just told you to get your fat stinking stuff away from him, and you talk about something he love you. But then it wasn't he balling down the church for her. So I'm like, okay, maybe that's how manifestation works. That's how manifestation works. So that's like, I'm like, okay. If I live in delusion, I will experience what I was deluding to. Is that a word? What I was imagining, because that's exactly what it is. What I was imagining, and that's exactly what your thoughts are. Imagination thingies, imagination moments, right? So back in the book, hold on. Oh, I guess now I can say, I don't want to say I was unconsciously manifesting before that little realization, because I was intentional to a degree, but I feel like that really just put that shit into overdrive. Like I really manifested some wild shit. Like it was crazy. Like I was like, wow, okay, period. It made it easier to detach from my thoughts and really be like, okay, hold up, what's gonna go on if I get on this train of thought? You feel me? Like, am I gonna stamp my ticket? Am I gonna board? No. Yes. Let's decide. You know what I'm saying? Because it was always, look, I'm pulling out the old guns, yo. What's this? April Wednesday? Why did I write it like that? April Wednesday 22nd to 2020. 2020, April 2020. I was breaking the fucking ice. So it was like, I think I just read The Power of Now, and that book resonated and made a lot of sense. But I wasn't where I was. No, I wasn't where I'm at in 2020. But I was on the way. I was on the way. All right. So watch the mind. Separate self from mind. Separate. Wow. Is that the same word? Okay. Separate self from mind. Mind is only a tool. Okay, Houseway. Exactly. I wrote that. Okay, Houseway. How? Right? I think I figured out the fucking how, motherfuckers. Sorry, I'm really, okay. I'm so excited, but it's like, okay, Houseway. Right? I think I figured out the how. So, meditation. It's meditation. It's meditation, but like, I feel like meditation is the easiest route to training your mind, but it's not the only one. Or there are many forms. Because I feel like I be meditating sometimes, but it's not traditional. Because I feel like all meditation is focusing your thoughts. It's not really focusing on your thoughts, because it's like the complete opposite. But it's really noticing your thoughts and noticing when they arrive, the moment they arrive, so that you don't get trapped inside bars. Anyway, so that you don't, get wrapped up in it and end up manifesting something you don't actually want, right? Anyway, putting the actual like definition on trigger so that I could identify it when it happens, which is always, made it easier to really step back from my thoughts. I don't know if I put it in the beginning or if I took it out, but I was saying like everything is connected, everything's a circle. With that being said, there's no start, there's no end. It's just different points on the circle, and I'm gonna get into that because your girl was knowing without her knowing, okay? Because you think I'm back in the archives with 2020? We throwing it back. Anyway, everything's a circle, so there's no beginning, there's no end. You got to pick a point in time on your circle, which is time, right? Your body and your mind are how we are able to experience time. It's the receptors for time. So that's what's going to tell us what the fuck is going on. And so if that's the case, your body is a part of the equation as well as your mind. And your body is most often where your manifestations are going to take place first. I hope we're still here, because this is It's making sense in my head, but I don't know if it's like if I'm articulating it well enough. But anyway, so thinking that, right? If your mind is so powerful that it can emulate now to the point where you bring it into your now, you got to be careful with your thoughts, right? So you thinking shit, and now all of a sudden you feel like you're about to throw up because it's going to manifest in the body, and your body is going to have an emotional, a physical reaction, which is your emotions manifesting. And the more you dwell on that shit, the bigger it gets. That's how niggas think themselves into fucking panic attacks and start throwing up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know it's easier said than done. Don't think I'm just being like, stop thinking bad, because I'm not, right? So then, niggas said, stay present in the body. I never left, bro. I'm an asshole. Oh, shit, yeah. Stay present in the body. You don't have to stay present in the body, but if you notice your body doing something, that's when you be like, oh shit, my body telling me something, what's going on? What am I thinking about? And you notice your thoughts. So like you go from body to thought. Sometimes you go from thought to body. It's you know what I'm saying? It's one thing, because everything is that, right? So emotion is the body's reaction to your mind. If the body and the mind is how we experience time being the fourth dimension, which is just one big ass thing, right? Because it has to be. I'm gonna insert a TikTok here. And
so I've been obsessively Googling for about 3 days now, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think I might be able to scientifically prove that we're all one with the universe. Okay, so there's this thing called block universe theory, and there's a couple of different variations, but the general gist is that four-dimensional objects exist as sausages. Stay with me, I'm very tired. So if we take time to be the fourth dimension, which Einstein certainly did, then we can say that 3D objects moving through time are actually one four-dimensional object. Here's an example. Imagine a ball. The ball starts here and it moves over here. That is a normal thing that happens in normal reality. In 4 dimensions, the ball exists as one object made up of all the instances of itself moving through time, like a sausage. Now imagine 2 balls, but the balls are not balls, they are ice cream, and they collide together in the center to make one big ball of ice cream. I can't draw ice cream. In the 4th dimension, the entire act is one 4D object, and so the 2 balls of ice cream actually were connected before they ever collided. They appear separate, but they are connected through time. This is the same with you today, you tomorrow, and you yesterday. You are just one long sausage of yourself extending through time. One object, consistent through time 4-dimensionally. But that goes for everything that helped to make you as well. The air that you're breathing now, the sandwich that you'll eat tomorrow, the parents that birthed you, according to this theory, are all connected as one object 4-dimensionally. You take that back far enough, and every bit of matter that erupted from the Big Bang, that is now the universe, is now and will forever be connected as one giant 4th-dimensional object. That means everything from the distant galaxies to the coffee mug on your table is connected to you, and you connected to it. You are the same thing, 4th-dimensionally speaking. You are one with the universe. Now, if this theory is true, it also means that everything is predetermined and there is no free will. So we may have also scientifically proven fate. I don't know. Now, what do we do with this information? I don't know. Go and hug your mum. Be nice to someone. Fuck's sake.
we are one with the universe because the universe exists in time, which is the 4th dimension. And we exist in the 4th dimension with our bodies and our mind. If you're unconscious or not conscious of your thoughts, right? You're identifying with the mind, meaning you're just hopping on every train of thought that comes and saying, yes, this is what's happening. Because yes, it does feel real. Because that's the mind's job. But we have to decide if that's what we want to fuck with or not. All the time, every single time. Back to another point I was making in another video. I was saying it's hard to differentiate between intuition and thoughts. Someone said, if you're hearing words, it is a thought. Yo, clit, like that one changed the game. That one changed the game. Because I would be like, oh my God, wait, hold on, no. If it's a word, baby, I'm already like, do I like that? No, yes. Like, changed the game. Like, I really, like, intuition, I know when it's her. You know what I'm saying? I know when it's her. Because she don't be talking. She just be giving me the knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be like, I'm already knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But, okay, so to identify with your mind is to be trapped in time. The compulsion to live almost exclusively through memory, past, and anticipation, future. So basically, you living in your head, you thinking your thoughts, and you're hopping on any train that comes up because it came up. Okay, so remember I said I'm throwing it back? Wrote this paper for my philosophy class in 2016. 2016 girls out here talking like she knows something. Okay, so it's about pain versus pleasure versus neutral, but I feel like it really demonstrates or like not articulates. I guess I could say articulate for lack of a better word right now, but it really articulates and fuck, what's the word? Like when you can see it and it's built like 3D. It really like conceptualizes. I think that's the word. Conceptualizes time, but I didn't know that at the time because time is just okay. So, but bear with me because the writing is not the best. It's not the best. I'm not gonna lie. The pleasure paradox is that we can't have pleasure without pain, and we can't have pain without pleasure. To understand why something is pleasurable, we have to know and or understand the opposite. The opposite is usually seen as pain, but what if the opposite of pleasure was the absence of pleasure, and the opposite of pain would be the absence of pain? Instead of thinking pleasure versus pain, it would be pleasure and pain. Instead of comparing pleasure to pain, we measure pleasure or pain against the state we are before the occurrence being pleasure or pain. Occurrences aren't pleasurable always because it is stopping something painful from occurring. The same goes for pain. Unless you're viewing your content or resting state as pleasurable. I'm going to read that one more time because that one I don't think I read that one how it's supposed to be read. Occurrences aren't always pleasurable because something is stopping pain from occurring. The same goes for pain. Unless you're viewing your resting state as pleasurable. Generally, pleasure is positive and pain is negative. Positive and negative are opposites. However, there can be neither, which is a neutral state. Let's say pleasure equals 1, or no. Let's say pleasure equals plus 1 and pain equals negative 1. Pleasure plus pain equals 0. Pain plus pleasure equals 0. So they will cancel each other out. Pleasure plus pleasure equals plus 2. Pain plus pain equals negative 2. Pleasure plus no occurrence, because an occurrence can be either pleasure or pain, equals plus 1. Pain plus no occurrence equals negative 1. That is, if we're viewing, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Your resting state may not be resting. I mean resting in terms of the state we're viewing, your current state, right? I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And neutral is 0. So then we get into this funky, I think it's a sine curve that I feel like is the visual representation of time. But if you, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a fucking circle. Like, it's a circle. It's a circle being measured. Because that's what we be doing with time. We keep measuring shit, and that's why it feels like beginning, middle, end. We're measuring it. I hope that makes sense. But, so this little sine curve, I think it's a sine curve, shows time. So 0 to t is time. So the horizontal line is time. And the vertical line would be pain or pleasure. But the red line is us experiencing time. And points on that line are our our are our beings experiencing time? I help. We a sausage. Remember what he said? We a sausage. This is the sausage. Like, this is showing us experiencing the sausage in terms of pleasure and pain. The distance between 0 and +1 is the same distance between 0 and -1, because it's just a different moment in time. It's just a different moment. But contrast creates a bigger sense of differentiation. We measure differentiation in time as something that takes longer generally, right? Pleasure and pain are relative to the starting pleasure and pain are relative to the starting point. Exactly. So whatever you're measuring it against. So if I'm measuring it against my past situation, what's that distance versus a future situation, which is just a situation that I'm not experiencing right now. Same thing with the past, a situation that I'm not experiencing right now, because I'm thinking about it in my head, I'm imagining it. That's what time is, right? So time is either the future. No, time is either the past or the future, because you experience time with your mind or through your mind. There's like 3 different ways we measure time. And everything's a fucking experience. So obviously it's gonna be like we're experiencing it different, but it's just we're noticing a different type of measurement. Like, so like if we're outside and I say it's 32 degrees Celsius, if somebody says it's, what's that, 0 degrees Fahrenheit, they're not experiencing 2 different things. They're just measuring it differently, or like with a different scale. Yeah. So okay. So the mind, right? To think is either to imagine the past or the future. We're either gonna be anxious about, the future or depressed about the past, or right here, right now, and what the fuck is going on? Nothing. You chilling. Stop fucking thinking so hard. If you're depressed or anxious or whatever state you're in, most often it's going to be depressed or anxious, because if you're not right now and present and you're like thinking negatively, you're either going to be depressed about the past, anxious about the future. You know what I'm saying? The problem is you're dwelling to dwell on a situation mentally. So you're thinking, and to think is to either be in the past or the future, without there being true intention or possibility of taking action now. And taking actions mean you have to physically do something, or just action happening, something happening. So if you fucking scared about zombies and there's no zombies in your room, you thinking about the possibility of zombies coming into your room. Or I don't know where you be at, maybe you had zombies in the past. You think about them coming back. So you're anxious about the zombies, you know what I'm saying? Right? And you're unconsciously making it a part of yourself. And yourself is going to show you that you're doing that through your body first. And that's why you throwing up, because you thought about shit too hard. I hope this is making sense. All in all, you honestly just have to fucking be present. Like, you have to really give a fuck about what the fuck is going on. And I noticed that when I was just in my room, living my life, that's when I manifested mad shit. Like, that's because I was really just like, delusional girl, right? And mad shit manifested because I was really just like, okay, fuck it, let's affirm, let's do some affirmations. And affirmation never really worked for me, because it felt like I was lying or just saying shit to say shit. Like, it didn't feel like, I didn't believe that it was gonna fucking make sense. I feel like belief is like the highest emotion that you can have, and that's what makes shit manifest, and that's where the magic is. Like, if you believe shit, that's when the fucking shit you gonna experience, and that's when you see the fucking magic. You know, if you fucking believe in magic, everything niggas just be telling us all this tea, and we don't be picking up the leaves. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get into a whole bunch of other shit too, like forgiveness, but I feel like I already did that, and I kind of feel like I did a good job about that in one of my other videos. Back to us being sausages, right? In the 4th dimension. Like, we just one continuous thing. Yes. But the way we experiencing it is as moments of being that continuous thing, right? So my question is, how long is now? Forever and an instant. Like, it's It's the present moment. It's the present moment. Now is the present moment. And I I feel like I want to call it an instant because of how we experience and view and measure time and how we articulate time. But it's also forever because it's the fucking same thing. It's the sausage. The sausage is round. The sausage is a circle. It's one. Like, I don't know how else to say other than like, cause like wherever you start, you can, like, it's, I don't know. Is this making? I feel like the crazy nigga on third, but it's like, okay. So yes, every single moment, every now, every present moment is a choice you can make on how you want to feel, what you want to fuck with, what thoughts you want to really interact with. But I felt like I need to be, I am justified in being angry or upset or sad over some shit because I experienced it. Because I experienced it. So I'm like, I can ruminate in this. I can be mad. I can be angry, and I can think about it, and I can think about all the ways I'm angry and all the ways that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just really dwell on the situation and really like make it a real nasty, like foggy thought in my head. And the other day, well, not the other day, but like the other day, sat in my bed, think about all this shit, right? And this is what, like, right when like I really start to like consciously manifest and be like, I'm gonna be intentional with my fucking thoughts. I'm just gonna chant shit in my head that I wanna fucking experience, and I'm gonna fucking experience it, cause period, right? I don't know why I started thinking about some shit that I didn't want to experience, but I thought about that shit so hard to the point I started crying. Like, I started crying, right? But then I'm like, yes, I'm like, yo, I'm crying right now, and I'm like, yo, I just thought I thought about that shit so hard to the point I started crying. And that's when it really started clicking, like, okay, the body's gonna show you what you're thinking about. But it was just like, if I could think myself to start crying, if I be a delusional girl, you know what I'm saying, and just think the complete opposite, I'm gonna feel the complete opposite. And then eventually I'm going to experience something else that's going to give me that same feeling because now I done made the decision that that's a feeling that I want to experience. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I feel like I do. I feel like I do. So basically, been in my own little world thinking about butterflies and unicorns and just, living my best life. La 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 la. Like, just out here being great. I think, I think that is it. That is all. Right. So, like, I mean, you feel me? I feel like I feel like we came to a conclusion of some sort, a stop. Maybe not even a conclusion, maybe a stop, maybe a good stop point, But basically, the way to manifest what the fuck you want, you gotta really just think about what the fuck you want. You can't let the 3D or your immediate reality, what you experience and your triggers that are just triggering you to decide what the fuck do you want? Do you want it or not? You know what I'm saying? You can't let them sway your inner thoughts because like some shit would happen and I would get a thought that was like, oh no, it's not gonna happen. And then I'll feel myself like, oh. And I'll be like, okay, I felt that. But I don't want to do that. I want to be, so we go think the opposite. We good. And then it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got what I was manifesting. You can't let the 3D slow you down. You can't let it be like, you know what I'm saying? It's a test. That's the test. And we always gonna be tested. But I feel like your girl finally got the fucking tools to pass these motherfucking tests for real or some shit. Like, oh, okay, another thing. don't think I touched on it. I don't think I touched on it when I was talking about how I said like fuck New Year's, like I'm doing my own thing, but I'm not viewing time as finite as I used to before. Felt like I was running out of time or I didn't do something quick enough. And when I think about how long now lasts, and I get that it's an instant kind of feeling instead of like it's forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm viewing it on it's here, but it's not here for long. If you don't relish in it, I hope this makes sense. And it's taking a lot of the pressure off. You feel me? And it's even helping me notice more when I'm anxious. And that goes back to my tattoo that I just got. Hurry is fair and consequently destructive. If I'm rushing something, I'm fearful of something. And if I'm fearful of something, I'm not passing the motherfucking test. I'm choosing to hop on that thought of, oh, no, it's not going to happen, instead of actively being like, nah, I'm good. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Because if fear is divorced from any concrete and true immediate danger. Fear is divorced from any concrete and true immediate danger. So if I notice that I'm rushing, that means I'm scared of something. And if I'm scared of something, that means there isn't any true and immediate danger. Immediate meaning happening right the fuck now, not about to happen. Happening right the fuck now. And that's when I come back to the present moment like, yo, I'm chilling. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And that's when a nigga start affirming. That's when I'm like, okay, this the moment to really make my, you know what I'm saying, create a train of thought that is what I'm trying to fuck with. And get on that motherfucking train. And I feel good. Not gonna lie. There's some days that them thoughts is strong. Them bitches been in the gym. I was like, okay. Like I remember I had this really gray day. Like it was just so gloomy. It was so glum. I was just, and I remember thinking that like one point, like being like, damn, it's gloomy as fuck over here. Like it was just, I don't know. Didn't let it get me down. You know what I'm saying? Came out on top. You know what I'm saying? But say all I have to say, one day at a time, one moment at a time, at a time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Unsubscribe from the reality you had and leap into a new one because you want to. You a bad bitch. Be careful what you react to. Oh no, not even be careful what you react to, because you're only gonna react to some shit. But be careful how you react. But yeah, again, it's easier said than done. I feel like I'm just going back in a circle, repeating myself. I think I got the job done. I think I did, but I came over here to motherfucking Zoom. This is a pretty long video, but I got it out. I had to get it out. It was so much. It was building up since New Year's. Well, literally since 2016. But like, I wasn't conscious of it. Consciously, that shit was building up since like New Year's. But I think I finally came to like a nice full, you know. Hit me up in the comments. I definitely would love to talk about this. I'm definitely interested in hearing what y'all niggas got to say. Hit me in the comments. You already know the vibes. I'm gonna catch you on the flip side.